The microphone would come in handy. Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is NutRaisin. Let's study some PLO instead of playing some PLO. Alright, thanks for tuning in. We have the study spot on screen. I guess you can see it at the top of the window. What I want to look into, last time we've checked out some Cbetting in single race pots, in and out of position. And today I was gonna look into Cbetting in 3-bet pots, as the pre-flop aggressor being out of position at first, and maybe we'll get to some other spot as well. We'll see. If not, we'll do another spot in another stream. So I think everything should be prepared. Even Lily is here keeping me some company. Oh, lady. Alien! Hey! Good to see you back, sir. Right, let's do just that and check out some spots. Lily, I need a little bit of my mouse pad for... she doesn't care. I'll have to make do then. Alright. Yeah, that's the situation. We are out of position. We are the pre-flopped 3-better, which means that this guy opened out of the gun here. We are in the small blind and 3-bet calls and we see a flop. In this case of 8, 6, deuce, rainbow. Holding the 9 and the 4. Interesting right off the bat. I've checked out a few of these spots before the stream, and I've had 1 or 2 surprises. So here the options would be to check, to bet small, or to pot it. Let's see. I think we can also look into some variations of this hand, like ones that don't have a 4, don't have a 9. I think all of these are pretty useful blockers here. I guess a 7 would be even better, but you know, we'll have to make do. So given the ranges in play, I think it's definitely a bet. The question is it a big bet or is it a pot bet? It might be a check as well. I mean, been wrong plenty of times. But let's see. Okay, just me. I'll get all the points, all the glory. Alien Web, I can... Actually, B isn't a valid option in this one, since the options are check, small, or pot. So I'll give you a moment if you want to put in a different answer, then I'll add the point manually for you. Let's see. So bet, I think, yeah, bet sounds good to me. Question is, do we bet small or do we bet pot? Small in this case being 50%. This is fault. Good to see you back. Janksterman, hey, coming in with the check. All right, let's see. For your votes to count for the next one, you have to put an exclamation point in front of it, and you can just go with the first letter as Alien did or I did. So if you check above, there's like exclamation point check, small or pot, and you could just use the first letter, so exclamation point C, S, or P in this case. All right, correct answer is indeed to pot here. And if we, just for completeness sake, there's no checking on the list. There was a bit. On what list? On the options we got offered? It would have to be. Yeah, we get it in. Just to show you, we get it in here, of course, if you get raised. All right. Let's see if the next spot. Let's actually keep the spot. Oh no, never mind, never mind. Yeah, of course that's wrong. I didn't wanna. Let's see if we go to reload. Okay, if we go to reload, we stay on the same flop. And again, the options check, bet small, in this case 50%, or bet pot. Let's see. I'm gonna try to play some of these hands out to see what we do if, you know, in a spot like this where I would assume we check. What happens if we get bet into, and what happens on turns. Not going to put up a poll for all of these so we can get through some more hands with relative speed. Alien potting it, alright, alright. You might get the bonus point if you turn out to be correct here. Alright. Let's see. So we have 2 checks, 1 pot. Oh, I didn't even reward myself a point for the last one. See, I always forget something. Check is indeed correct. Let's see if there is some betting and potting going on. So check is correct. Whoever, me and Jankstman, get a point. Let's check. So with 2 backdoor flush draws, we get to bet. There's a lot of mixing going on here, but so all of these options would be correct. Checking, betting half pot, or just potting it. Yeah, and do note that the solver doesn't use all of the, like, there's some solver randomization going on where some of the double suit combinations the solver decides to bet a little bit more often, pot a little bit more often, most variations doesn't pot at all. And the overwhelming majority get checked. If you see here, 92% of all variations of Ace, King, King, Queen gets checked. All right, let's continue this one to see what happens. I'm sure we're supposed to call here, which is indeed correct. Queen, Jack, 10, 2 backdoors, nothing in relevance to the board. We'll pick a different board at a slightly different spot after this one. Again, the options remain the same. I would assume it's a check call. And we continue on. We give up on a good number of turns, continue on a good number of turns. Would be my guess. No reason to bet. We don't block anything from the board. We don't have an overpair. We block overpairs, sure, but I think we need a few more reasons to bet. Would be my prediction. Checking B is correct. I have this guy bet half pot. Suppose we. Oh, we are folding already. Okay. Yeah. I mean. I guess I get it. The gin card would be a 9 of hearts or clubs here. A gin card in the sense that that would give us a legitimate draw, but everything else pretty much, like, even if you turn a flush, I get it. Yeah, never mind. Okay, sure. Even if you turn a flush draw, it's gonna be, we're not gonna be able to check call again, most likely. All right. So the checks have it. No big surprise there. I'm sure we come across some surprising spots here. Okay. Can't continue on if you turn any pairs either. Yeah. That's probably true. So check fold is right. Yeah. Check fold is indeed right. Yeah. In this one we could. Yeah, you're right. If you turn a king or a queen, I guess. But yeah, we're not gonna be enjoying it too much. Next one, potting it. I kinda like it, to be honest. I'm actually jumping aboard that train. We're not too interested in. We still have a strong hand. We are up against an under the gun range, which doesn't like this board very often either. And if you can end it right here, fine. If you get raised, we get it in. I would assume we have a backdoor flush draw. Blockers to backdoor flush draws. Pot is indeed the correct answer. Well done. Janksterman being the first to pot here. And everyone else obviously as well. And yeah, just to check it out, if you do get raised, we call, we never fold at this point. There's way too much money in the middle. And it plays itself. There's no aces combination that we fold here, matter of fact. Okay, this one should be pretty easy. We're just gonna check. Damn it. Okay, note to self. Just put the poll up for everything. Holy fuck. And it's not even close, it's like 100%. So let's continue this. We get raised here. All right, I'll put it up to the what's it called? To the vote now. Sorry, I didn't add the vote, Janksterman, but now you're good to go. That's the thing, yeah, Jackson. I think so too. That we. Oh, sorry. The options now are F, C, or raise. Always when you see the voting start, check what the first letter after the exclamation points are there. So right now the options are a little bit different since we can't bet small. So small, yeah, we bet small and then probably call it off. So you could raise, okay, that's a valid option. But I'm gonna go with the call myself. And then folding. You know what? Seeing that this guy pots it, I'm starting. Yeah, you guys are right. I think it's gonna be a fold. Let's see. Yeah, it's a bit too much. If you like raise it smaller, I think you can see some turns. Fold is indeed correct. Yeah, I was very much on board the train, but now then I realized that he's potting it here, I believe. And yeah. We pick up equity, but he's putting the rest in on every turn anyway. Yeah, exactly. We're still gonna be chasing equity. So the folds have it. Nicely done. Elian, black Naila. The Jack 7-5 this time, King 9-5. Oh, interesting one. So this time the options are check, small, or pot. So we start the hand. Yeah, this is the underlying assumption here. We start with 100 big blinds. Visions just displays it in small blinds here, the stack sizes. So it doesn't have to operate with a decimal point. Is the explanation I've heard. It's a good question with the five, with the pair of fives and the 9. Maybe we get to bet small. I'd rule out potting. So everybody meant small. Let's see. Correct answer is to check, and it's not even close. There's no like 5% we don't really need to look into if there's any mixing going on here. There's no hand where there's a significant amount of betting going on. Okay. And we definitely check call here. So the checks have it, which no one had. Continue. Versus half pot, we call. Yeah, that's indeed correct. There are categories that potted. That's kind of interesting. The 2 backdoor flush draws. I'll be honest, I wouldn't have guessed that. Okay. Give us the, let's see. Queen, do we 3-bet this? So if we, hang on, what was the other hand? It was with a 9. There's more potting on it. If you just keep an eye on this here. Versus, like in this spot now that we face a bet from this guy after we check to him. So the 9 is a significant blocker here. If we change this into a queen, we check call makes sense. Yeah. I would check call a lot of hands like these. It's just what threw me off here is holding a pair from board and holding a 9. I figured maybe that'll make the cut for a bet, but we saw that there was no mixing going on. So even with the queen, that's interesting. I wonder if the 5 makes a difference. Let's see. Maybe an ace. What happens here? Interesting. The pair from the board. That is interesting. The pair from the board makes a ton of difference. I think the main reason is, Janks meant that we block aces, which he's probably not going to have anyway, since it's a 3-bet pot and he would a 4-bet. But more importantly, we unblock kings. We allow him to have kings that he can call off with. I would like. I'll post that question back to you in the chat if you think there are different reasons for it. Yeah, we didn't have any nut draws, but if I would. So here's my assumption: we're up against the under the gun player who opened initially, and then we 3-bet him pre-flop, right? And he has the tightest range of all players on the table here. So the board we saw there was like a disconnected, mostly low card board, I believe, with the aces hand. It's not a board he hits very often. Even this board, the small and the under gun, doesn't hit super strong all that often. Like, he has a fair amount of jacks, sure. Or a jack at least. I mean, not talking about sets. SPRs of the smaller with aces post flop. Hey, Joe, welcome back. I'm not quite sure how you mean. SPRs of the smaller with. Not quite sure how you mean. Because the situation remains the same. It's a 3-bet pot, heads up. Not pre-flop. Yeah. I'm not even sure if there are any aces that don't get 4-bet pre-flop. We can probably. Nah, we'll have to do that in the PLO trainer, I would think. Yeah. Oh, that's what. Yeah. Like if this guy has aces, you mean? Or you mean if we have aces? Because we can't forward. We're a 3-better. Anywho, I find it very interesting that, on the surface, a stronger hand, the ace, king, king, queen here, has actually folds quite a bit. And never repots it, and instead mainly calls. Well, not even mainly, 60-40 is. But if he changes into having a pair from the board, this changes significantly. I wonder if you have a higher pair. Like if the 3-betting, repotting, like check potting frequency goes up. Let's see, give us a 7. No, there it goes down. Interesting enough. I couldn't tell you why it is. I think with the... Wow. Okay, so I can see why we don't want to pot this. Since we are most likely ahead more often. I don't even know. We want our opponent. Yeah, can't have. We block top set. block more continuation hands of his. I don't know, I could be on the wrong track here. Rather submit to having this flop. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sure, they can show up with that, but it's not a significant part of the range under the gun. Sure, it's in there. All right. Here, well, I'll put it up to the vote. Wait, what's... Oh, interesting. Notice how the options change here on a straight board, which mirrors what I've been taught in the PLO coaching stream, that on a straight board we don't have a big sizing here. Hang on, I need to start the poll, excuse me. And the options this time are to check or to bet are the only options. Yeah, on the whole, probably. I wonder if there's some wiggle room here. If there's some betting going on. We have the 8, we have the 7 block draws, we have a gutter ourselves, back to nut flush. Honestly, at runtime, at the table, I'd probably sometimes bet at not claiming it's right. That's also what we're here to find out. SS Crusher, hey! Thanks for joining, mate. Jogolate, that's... So here I'll basically parrot back what Thello told me on a straight board, when there's a straight on board. No matter what you hold, if you want to bet, you don't have a big sizing. On a straight board, on a flush board, on a paired board. On boards where there's, you know, made nutted hands out there, you don't have a big sizing. As the Cbet. I'm not even sure if this guy is a big sizing here. I don't think he does. If we check it for him, let's see. Okay, everybody going for the check. Check is indeed the correct answer. Let's continue and see what what's this? Oh, never mind. What this guy, what sizing this guy chooses. He goes for half. Okay. I wonder if we get a call. Let's see. First of all, let me reward this. I think I forgot to reward sometimes. I am sorry. I think once or twice I forgot. So this time it was the checks. Right. And do we get to call, I wonder? So we could fold, we could call, or we could raise are gonna be the options. Yeah, actually. I think with the gutter, the overcards, the ace blocker. You're not folding here, we're just calling. And give up on turns that don't help our hand in any way. Folding? Could be a thing too. Calls a clear answer. No folding going on with the ace king 8-7, no matter the suit variations. I mean, we're always gonna have a... Are we always gonna have a backdoor flush draw? Yeah, because we're not 3-betting this hand single suited. So we're always gonna have a backdoor flush draw. So 100% calling. Unfortunately, we cannot continue this one. I would have been interested in that. Ace is 10 deuce. Oh, I need to reward. Hang on. Oh, there you go. Got her to the nuts, backdoor flush draw. Yeah. I think both of these, and overcards as well. We can definitely call on the king or an ace on a turn. Oh, the ace might be interesting. But yeah, never mind. Yeah, we're calling on the ace, I think. So what do we do here? This time options are check, small, or potted. I don't think we check. I could see it both ways. Potting or betting small. curious to see what the correct answer is going to be. How many draws on the board that this guy shows up with? Like the 5-7 is going to be very small portion. It's going to be in a very small portion of his hands, I would assume. Or something like this. Sure, he's going to have some sets, whatever, but let's see. Dum Dum Baby, sorry, a little bit too late. Let's see. The pots have it, so let's click the pot button. That's indeed correct. Nicely done. And yeah, very little mixing going on. Very little betting small going on. I guess like the most significant hand where you bet small a lot would be if you don't have a backdoor flush draw, but the backdoor flush draw blockers. Yeah. If you only have, even if you only have one blocker, we're still potting a lot. So we're mainly potting here. And that's indeed correct if you check this out for our entire range of hands that we show up with here. You know, besides aces, there's still a lot of potting going on. Oh, we can even... Oh, we can copy these ranges to a clipboard. That's interesting. So we could check out what hands we fold here. That's something I'll look into for the next time. Check calling... Nah, I think we want to give our opponent a chance to fold on this board. Every time you have aces, it's pot. We'll see if that remains true. And, you know, if this guy raises, we just get it in here. Did I reward this? Yeah, I did. Oh. I wonder, do we bluff here? Yep. Let's see. What are the options? So again, paired board is what we talked about earlier. We only have a small sizing here. So the options are only to check or to bet in this case. I'll do what I do at the table. Alright, the bets have it. And bet is the correct answer. Fold if we get raised, there's not going to be a surprise there. 96, so of our entire range, we're betting 91%. I wonder what these 9% are. Hang on. Can I... Let me see if I can paste this somewhere to good effect. Paste this range. Yeah, I can, but it's not going to be helpful. I need some way to visualize this. I'll see if I can figure out something with, like, with this option of copying out this 9% range here. All right. Anywho, like, continuing here is not going to be a surprise if this guy... Yeah, whatever he does, we shut down on turn. So to actually have him call, like, because if he raises, we fold. And I will assume we just check fold now, right? Yeah. All right. Let's continue just for shits and giggles. Yeah, there's not going to be any reason to bet. Yeah, sure. Just wanted to make sure. You never know. Maybe there's some weird solver voodoo going on. Wait, did I reward this? Bets were correct. Let me click the correct button here. 7-6. This time we're up against a wildly different range. This time it is the button that opened here. And we could check, we could bet small, or we could bet pot. I wonder. Well, let's see, check small pot are gonna be the options. That's Lily. I don't know, doesn't feel like a spot to pot it in. I'll also be curious to see if the 8 makes any difference, not having the 8. Check that out in a moment. Alright, so a wild mix. Some small, some potting, mostly potting. And that's correct. Nicely done. And it's not, there's like no mixing going on here as well, at all. Let's see, the 9 doesn't make much of a difference. 10 doesn't make much of a difference. So not having immediate blockers to immediate straight draws. Check. Okay, and I wonder if a king is in there. No, okay. That's just the one I was curious about. Okay, so it does make a little bit of a difference if you paid attention to this, how this changed now. If we have a card that's at all related to the board, even the 10 is like a minor blocker, we block like 10, 9, 8, I would guess that's the reason why there's a little bit of checking going on, but not really much. 92%, just bet 100% here. But once we add in a card that is in no relation to the board at all, not even peripherally, then there is some checking going on. Okay. Wonder what. Let's see what hands do we check. Can't really figure out a pattern here. It's just that there's a little bit of checking going on. I think it's the takeaway. I guess with the weakest ones, I mean these don't have a backdoor flush draw either. Yeah, can't quite figure this out. I guess just on the whole, without a backdoor flush draw, there's some checking going on. Like if you have backdoor flush draw, there's some mixing going on here as well, but 28%, you know, whatever. Wholly different story if you don't have a backdoor flush draw at all, even if you have blockers. Okay. Just satisfying my own curiosity here. Now this is a board we are not gonna like. And I think the interesting one, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and check. The interesting one is if we ever get to call, which I really doubt, but you never know. Check is the correct answer. Let's continue and see if we ever have a call here. If this guy bets. So we could fold, call, or raise. Probably has to be a fold. The only thing that would keep me sometimes from folding, and I'm not saying this is correct either, but would be for future bluffing opportunities. Have a 7, a jack, a queen, roll off. I wonder how we would play that. Like if one of these cards roll off, we probably go for the check raise, right? Do we lead or do we... Like, in this wild scenario, I don't know. It probably doesn't even happen in Solverland. Let's see. Where did I... Yeah, I did. Yeah, fold's the correct answer. Can I reload this with the same hand? No, never mind. Okay. But an interesting hand we get afterwards. With the 7 in here, 1 backdoor flush draw. I wonder. Check or bet. That's one of the spots where you utter a little sigh, right? At runtime. I think it will have to be a fold, given the ranges involved. Sorry, a check. But we don't have a jack, 10, no queen. We do have that 7, not a pair from the board. And the small sizing is not going to end it much. She's not going to fold much to 33% here. So I also wonder if we do indeed check, if it's going to be a check call, even. Not like we're going to like a lot of turn cards here. Split right down the middle between checking and betting. And check is correct. Let's continue. This guy now. So do note, again, we as the potential c-better here have a small sizing only on a board with where a mate straight, a strong mate hand is possible. Whereas if this guy now decides to bet, he's going for 50%. So let's have him do that and see if we get to call. So we could fold, we could call, or we could raise. Me too, Joe, me too. Yeah. Especially if you're up against, if you're up against under the gun, that's one thing. Even then, I'm not going to be too happy, but against the button, ugh. Let's see. Do we get to call? I honestly don't know. I'd very much rule out raising, but maybe this is a weird spot where the solver does something strange. I highly doubt it though. Do we even get to call, or do we just give up? I don't know. I have no clue. I'm just gonna go the nitty route. I know, shocker, right? Wieder raus, Lilly, hang on. So, Jacksman, let's see. If the fold is correct, I'll give you a bonus point. I'll give you a point. Let's see. The folds have it. And correct answer is call. So bonus point for whoever had that. Nicely done. Brilliant. Alright, let's continue. On an 8-8 is actually an interesting card. Probably one of the most interesting here. So this is going to be a check again. I would assume there's no reason to lead. Let's have this guy bet. What sizing does he choose now? He chooses half pot. And again, do we get to call? Do we fold? We probably won't pot it, but you never know. So the options are fold, call, or raise. Oh, he's gonna have us in bad shape sometimes, but feels like one of the better cards to roll off, all things considered. Everybody calling. And that's indeed correct. Okay. I would love to be able to play out a river now, but that's not yet implemented. It'll come at some point. Okay, let's pick a new spot. This time again we're up. Oh, that's a nice hand. Okay, I was just gonna click a button here, but I've been wrong before, so I will put it up to the vote. But here I'm probably more interested in what we do if this guy now raises. If indeed we do get to bet, but I would assume we do. So I believe this one is straightforward for now. But yeah, I want to put it up to the poll nevertheless. Every time I don't do it, something shocking happens and I'm like, no, I should have done it. So... Okay, the bets have it. Holy shit! See, good thing I put it up to the vote, I guess. Okay, and now that's already interesting. And I wonder if the reason that we check here is gonna become apparent now. Right? But let's see, maybe this is because we can go for a check raise. So the options this time are gonna be fold, call, or raise. OMG is right, though. Consider me shocked as well, but... Yeah, I think it... Yeah, right. That has to be the reason. Right. It's like I wrote the solver, right? I would assume the reason is... Well, maybe I shouldn't say that, but the poll is still up. And you make up your own mind for now. Interesting that there's actually a 50-50 mix between calling and raising. My underlying assumption would be if we do check this board, then that's because we want to have check raises that, you know, are not the nuts here. And this is like a prime candidate. Let's see. That's indeed correct. The raises have it. Jam most turns, yeah. Let's see. Let's actually continue this one and have this guy just... No, I didn't want you to raise. Can I... I would have been much more interested to see this guy call and then have like a turn on the 5 on the turn or something. Okay, now we call, obviously. Don't need to put this one up to the vote. I think there are some settings somewhere. Hang on. Choose opponent's play if possible. Yeah, I already have this set, so... Okay. Too bad. That would have been interesting. 5-5-3. This time we do have a 5. Up against the under the gun as well. Do we trap or do we bet? So we could check again. A paired board. It's very strong made hands possible. Sorry, Alien, you need to put it in again. I'm sometimes a little bit slow. I'm getting up there in age, what can I say? Turned 41 this weekend. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, even if the aces... Yeah, it doesn't matter much. He's never gonna have aces. So that we block those doesn't really matter. Almost everybody betting. Did I reward the last one? Yeah, I did. And that is correct. No mixing going on here at all. I would assume even without the 5. Let's give us a 10. Something not related to the board at all. 85% betting here as well. Some checking going on, but, you know, always in very small portions. Doesn't really... I think we can just ignore that and even go with 100% bet here if we don't have anything in relation to the board. We still have the aces, which block straws, but yeah. Alright. Cool. Oh, interesting. That's an interesting one. Maybe not. Maybe not interesting to you, but I'll be curious. So options check. Small or pot. Starting the poll now. Wonder if there's going to be a surprise here. Yeah. I'm just noticing this is not going to be the longest study stream. I'm getting hungry. But we'll carry on for a while, don't worry. The smalls have it. No, just range-wise, indeed, we are actually potting this one a lot. Since we are going to show up with a lot of strong overpairs, kings and aces, namely. This one we check and it ain't even close with our hand. If we have Yeah, it's not like here we don't have a backdoor flush draw. If you have a backdoor flush draw, we still check 100%. Let's ignore this small percentage here. If you have 2, things change wildly. And at this point, we can basically rule out checking here. There's mixing going on a little bit, but as always, whatever. We work this first. But once we have 2 backdoor flush draws, we can choose between potting. That's a good spot. Let's actually keep this flop for a while. I like this one. Yeah. So 2 backdoor flush draws turns this into a bet pretty much always, and we can. There's a lot of potting going on here. On the whole, a little bit more potting than betting small between these 3 combos. A great Jankster. Not Jankster. Wait, it is Jankster man. Okay, I'm bad with names. With Twitch names. All right, so we're checking. And against the bet, I assume we always continue here. There's not going to be potting. There's not going to be folding. Okay, I'll just make a rule. I'll put up the fucking poll for everything now. You gotta shit me. Oh, no backdoor flush draws. That actually, I can see that making a difference. And it is what makes all the difference. Yeah, right? Yeah, and this is the missing backdoor flush draws makes this a fold. There's a little bit of calling going on. Like, calling is not inherently wrong. 33% is a non-negligible amount of mixing, but whatever. The backdoor flush draws make it. 2 backdoor flush draws, a little bit of... Actually, 1 combo gets potted for... what's it called? For mixing... Yeah, for mixing purpose. I can't come up with the right term right now. Anywho. Okay, let's keep... Let's see, I think it is reload. Yeah, cool. Kings and jacks with a backdoor flush draw. What was the previous one? We bet small, huh? So that's probably going to remain true here as well, but you never know. I learned my lesson. I'll put it up to the poll. What are the options? Check small pot. That's correct. Fucking hell. I was gonna say the more interesting one here is gonna be to see what we do against the race, and I was gonna skip it, but no, I learned that lesson. Thank you. I'll put it up to the vote. By the way, I think I can make this a little bit larger. There you go. Alien, let's see, I'll give you a bonus point. No doubt you're gonna be correct. Nope. Wait, what was with the queens and tens? Why did we bet this one and check this one? What the fuck? Oh, let's go with the part, huh? I have... hang on. First, let's do this. Nobody got a point in this one. Wait, what? Oh, I did it wrong. We all got a point where we didn't need one. Fucking hell. Alright, I'll delete this point these points in a moment. Click the wrong button here. This just confused the heck out of me. 2 backdoor semi bet. Let's check into that. Yeah. 15% checking with 2 backdoors. I'd just make it 100% betting, and we get to choose. So there's a significant amount of potting going on. Yeah, so we get to choose to bet small or bet pot with 2 backdoors. I wonder why we bet the Queen Queen 10 10 then with no backdoors, because we bet that one, right? Yeah, we bet that one small. Probably because we're less interested in seeing turns, having no backdoor draws. Do we just try to end it right there? So let's see, we probably check call, I would assume. But I will put it up to the vote and delete those points in the meantime. is half pot, and our options are to fold, to call, or to pot. Fold, call, or raise.
Let's go, puppies.
Kippery! Now we have a legitimate PLO coach, microstakes coach, and microstakes players. Kippery, long-time contributor and content creator for pokerstrategy.com. Check him out on his channel if you haven't yet. Thank you very much for the reset, my friend. Alright, so I'll put up the poll if I haven't already. No, I haven't. And delete those points in the meantime. That was me. Wait, I don't have any points? Fuck not. Okay, can't delete the points, we just have to take it at face value. There's something weird going on. Not sure. Alright. Yeah, so as I said, I can't delete the points, but I have to take that at face value. Everybody calling here, it looks like. No, actually, there's folds as well. Let's see, call is the correct answer. Let's just see the leaderboard for the session. Do we have points in there? Yeah. So I don't know why I'm not able to delete those right now. Beats me. Alrighty. Oh god, I didn't mean to pick new spot, but luckily it kept the same flop and everything. But this is an interesting spot, I feel. Did I reward this one? Yes, I did. So check, small or pot on the options once more. Sounds good actually with the check. So, let's see. Holy shit! Nobody had that, huh? Wow. I guess just so we don't have, only super strong hands at pot here, or like stronger hands at pot here. Let's see what we do if we get raised. Do you guys call it off here? What do you reckon? This has to be a little bit scary. We have pair, we have backdoor flush draw. Let's see. This time the options are going to be simple. We could fold, or we could call. %75% pot with whole range. We need to get back to that. I didn't see. No doubt you're correct though. Do we get to fold? This has to suck, man. But he's still gonna have a bunch of draws. I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't decide. I didn't get my own vote in here. All right, the calls have it. Call is correct. Okay. Kippery, I'm not quite sure how to easily get back to seeing the frequencies here. Ace queen deuce. Wait, did I reward this? The calls have it. And this time the options are check, small, or potted. Okay, everybody potting. Let's see. And that's correct. Wonder if there are any variations where this changes if you see right now. Yeah, Kippery, you said 76% of our range we pot here. So then maybe it's time for a new spot, because this is pretty unanimous actually by the solver. Let's see if there are any variations here where anything changes. Not really. Not really, there's still a shit ton of potting going on. Some subtle differences here, but honestly, 100% potting it would be for me. Alright, then a new spot it is. Let's actually get a new spot too. Okay, we could check, we could bet small. Check or bet are gonna be the options. It's actually interesting to me because I know what I always do at runtime. See if that is indeed what the solver does here as well. That's the correct answer. I wonder if we get to call, if we just folded here, if we get raised. Or if we call with the aces. So we could fold, we could call, we could... Hang on, let me first reward this. That was correct. And now the options are fold, call, or pot. Fold, call, or raise would be the options then. Just want to make sure, you know, which is why I'm putting this one up to the vote as well. Every time I didn't, I was wrong. Today. So let's make doubly sure that it is indeed the way to play this. And then we now just give up on it. There you have it. The reason why I put it up to the vote. Honestly, I would call here. I would call often enough. I would actually play it often enough like this. So, and not because of any, you know, hilariously complicated insight I have to the game of PLO. Just because, honestly, I've seen Hernandez do it. Democracy overrated, yeah. Yeah, that's probably it. No win is this round. Like as soon as we have a backdoor flush draw, we always call. Here's and what after call? That we cannot figure out for this one. Pretty strongly raising your small bit. Yeah. But it is a spot where people bluff. Like on the flop, from what I've figured out, when I see hands played out at the tables actually, there are not many, in my experience, not many spots where your opponents check raise bluff you. Or that just raise bluff you, it's not a check raise. On paired boards, I do see it at a higher frequency than pretty much on anything else. Except for, if they have excellent blockers, then sure. On like straight boards, flush boards, whatever. That happens too. But mostly on later streets, so... Yeah, it could be with air. Could be with two pair, like he has 8s and 7s. That's actually a good bluffing hand in his hand. Like if you double paired hand in your hand, where you could hit, just a super strong hand on a turn. You could kill a queen that calls you. This is a 11 board. That's a nice way of phrasing it. Yeah, so 90% of our aces call here. Alright. Queen 8-7. Oh, interesting. I would assume it's gonna be straightforward, but yeah, I'll be buggered if I don't put it up to the vote. Fold, small or pot, gonna be the options. And I am getting really hungry. Maybe another 15 minutes. I could see the case for betting. I mean, if you block raising ranges, holding a 10, holding a jack. Rainbow board. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Do smalls have it by a small majority? And the correct answer is to check. And range-wise, we check 78% of our range here now on a board like this. If we bet, we mostly pot almost twice as often as betting small. So what was it? Checking is correct. And we definitely continue if you get this guy bets. This time I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna click the call button. God, if it shows me pot now, I'm gonna look so stupid. Okay. Ooh! Ooh! Two backdoor flush draws, we do pot it. Even one weak backdoor flush draw gets potted at a very decent frequency, so I kind of got lucky not having put it up to the poll this time. That's interesting. Close this. Yeah, so with two backdoor flush draws, we just pot 100% here. This is excellent. Hang on, I'll actually take a screenshot of that just for future reference. Not like this. So that was just for my own purposes. Sorry for the small delay there, because this is something that I want to keep in mind. That this is a spot to check raise pot if we have two backdoor flush draws here in the gutter. Awesome. So maybe we can go through a few hands here, see which ones we are betting. And this seems to be a good candidate to pot it, but what do I know? So check small or pot are gonna be the options again. We've seen, like, almost 80% of our range gets checked here. Holding in top pair and the 6. Might make this a potting spot. And I wonder if we switch out the 6, what the differences are going to be there in frequencies. Keep the top pair. like the pots have it. There's going to be a bonus point there for Janksman if indeed it is going to be a check. You never know. So, pot is the correct answer. There is checking going on. If we... Let's see, first of all, let me reward this. Pot is correct. With 2 backdoor flush draws, there's some checking going on as well. Interesting. I wonder if these hands check. They have to check raise then. Okay, let me first of all let's so weaker hands, weak backdoor flush draw, no backdoor flush draw, not many backdoor flush draw blockers. I'm gonna get checked at an increasing frequency. And I wonder about this double suited one, if this is gonna be a check raise. Let's see if we can figure this out. Get us one of these combinations. This would be one of them, right? So I think here the thingy said check with this one, right? Fucking hell, I want to figure this out because it's mixed here. It tells us it's wrong. Let's see, we need with hearts and with diamonds, or hearts and diamonds and spades. All right, that's the ones the solver chooses to check here, and I want to see what it does after it checks. That's the whole reason why. Okay, was that the one? Check is the correct answer. All right, finally found one of them. Let's continue. Have this guy bet and see if this is indeed a check raise. So we could fold, we could call, or we could pot are going to be the options. Fold, call, or raise actually going to be the options. That has to be the reason, right? If there's some combos here with 2 backdoor flush draws that get checked, has to be so we can pot it. However, I've learned my lesson. I put it up to the vote. Oh shit, it is raise. So, thank you, Fur. Thank you. No, probably won't, since it... Oh yeah, my bad. I'm sorry, guys. I think I might have created some confusion. I wish I could add the points for you, but there seems to be something wrong with that. Yeah, my bad. I think I created this confusion. Let's see if this is indeed correct. Alright, cool. My bad. Thank you, Fur. Also, welcome back, and thank you for setting that record straight. Yeah, it's always, when the poll starts, if you scroll up, it always gives you the options, and it's the first exclamation point at the first letter of these options. Appreciate it. Alright, there's one more thing I want to see. Okay, let's go back to this one, right? And focus on this up here. Like, now we pot more than half these combinations. I don't want to go through all the various subcategories of all the hands I want to check out, but I just want to see if holding cards that are in relation to the additional cards in relation to the board, if they make a difference. That seems to be the case. So up until the 5, you know, where we don't really block many straight draws. Kippery, thank you for dropping in. Thank you for the resub, my friend. Okay, so up until now there's a shit. We're checking 100%, right? Even with the top pair. I do wonder if we check raise with these. Not sure I can figure that out easily. Anywho, so with the 6, things change rapidly. If you have 2 pair from the board, yeah. Just 100% potting it. If you have the 9, like blocking straight draws way better. 10, so jack is okay. Okay, that was mainly to satisfy my own curiosity. It does indeed make a difference if our side card is in relation to the straightening cards here. You're looking at check rate, right. Oh, thank you. I figured, but I didn't know how to set it up easily now in Visions. So thank you for confirming that. Yeah, much appreciated. Yeah. So with these hands, so you're saying if I, just to make doubly sure, with these hands where we're now checking basically 100% of our range, we are doing this in order to check raise. Correct? Because we do have the top pair blocked, which is nice. And this probably would be one of those. So I'll put it up to the poll. Let's hope this is one of these checking ones. And see if that is indeed for a check raise here. Seems to have evolved. And they're constantly updating it. They really are. Check. So the options are this time to check, small, or pot. Check, small, pot. Right. Let's see if we're checking now and if we are check raising. Not that I doubt you, DeBoers, at all. Fur, not sure what the... Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, not sure what the D is for. Okay, we got a wild mix. We got someone potting, someone betting small. Might be a bonus point up for grabs. Check is correct. Let's just have this guy continue and see if we call or pot it here. We could fold, we could call, or we could raise are going to be the option. The option to raise is not going to be pot, even though it says here. It's going to be raise, right? Right. Oh, I was not indeed, DeBoers. Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, everybody checking now? Calling? Interesting. Alright, the calls have it, majority-wise. Let's see if that is correct. You guys are right. Ah, we don't have any backdoors, huh? Yeah. Once we start adding another backdoors, there's more potting going on, up to 100% potting with 2 of them. 100% potting with a lot of these backdoor flush draw combinations. Here, this I would just ignore. No backdoors, no straight cards, yeah. Yeah. I didn't take that into account at all. Good point. Combination-wise, 65% of these, this exact hand combination gets called, 35% gets potted, and this is the strongest ones that have backdoors. Backdoor flush draws. Alright. So what was it? The calls had it, right? Well done. Okay, let's go to a new spot, maybe. It's the same spot, but we're up against different ranges now. We're this time up against the button. So let's play this one out and then go for a different spot entirely, or a different flop. We could check, we could bet small, or we could pot it. I wonder if there's going to be a surprise here. Let me rephrase that. I wonder if I'm correct in checking. Last pair there. This is called Visions. It's developed by Rulers Poker, who has his own Twitch channel, by the way. And it is now part of Run It Once training. And basically what it does, it is a solver. It's a tool to visualize solver simulations, basically. And you can set it up as we did now to have it quiz you. You can put in your own solved simulations if you use Monker yourself, and put your own simulations in it, and yeah, have it set up quizzes for you, basically, just as we're doing right now. It's around $100 a month, I believe. It is not cheap, or even more. It could be up. I honestly don't know. It's either 100 or 150. There are packages up to $200 that include like heads up and all that stuff. But I think it starts at $100. I want to say. So it's not cheap, but it's very powerful. Do you have a visions command? That is a good question. Oh, there you go, vision. Oh, there you go. You're all kinds of helpful, Boris. Thank you. Right, the votes are in, and the majority wants to check. And that indeed is correct. Weaker versions of this hand. There's some potting going on. So that's where it sometimes gets confusing. Run it once, you have Run it once training. I think it's just called Run it once, which is their training site. They have content for all kinds of poker, I believe. And you have Run it once poker, which is their poker site. Hope that helps. So there's potting going on with the weakest hands. We've seen that before. Let's actually try to get one of these combinations that pots a lot. Because I want to see what they do against a re-raise. I'm just gonna click us until now. This one is gonna be check. Was one of the weaker ones, right? I want to find one of those that pot and see if we get it in, just for my own curiosity. I assume we do once we pot here. Give me one that is fine to pot. Okay, pot is the correct answer here. Let's continue. And I just, as I said, yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, Boris. Good question. So pot, have this guy pot, our opponent have him pot in turn, and see what we do. If we fold or if we call. Easy options this time, F or C, with an exclamation point. There you go. Probably. I think we saw some weekends at pot call, like all of the ones we had until now, but they were on slightly different boards. They weren't disconnected, I believe. So I'm gonna go on a limp and assume folding myself. Hey, you have a chance at the bonus point if you're the one willing to call here. It is awkward, right? Just because there's so much money in the middle already. We do fault we need a backdoor flush draw to call. This is a spot that's really easy to keep in mind, I guess. If we do keep in mind that we potted with a weak hand like this here sometimes. With some of these weak combinations, I mean. And once we have a backdoor, we call. Yeah. And all the other combinations we fold. Any surprises here? Nope. Nope. Alright. Lots of swearing and folding. I like that. Yeah. Pretty good. Okay. This one we had. I think it will. Let's check. Spot. Okay. 9-8. Do we bet small here? We do bet small on a lot of paired boards. I'm gonna vote for checking down myself, but let's see. I think maybe not on this one. Another interesting question if you just check fold. I would almost think yes, but burn the bridge when we come to it. Big buck. Snow whammies. So that's a mouthful to name. Thank you very much for the follow. And welcome to the study stream. There's some betting going on. Interesting. checking in the slight majority. Let's see. The correct answer is to bet. Well done. And it ain't even close. 100% betting here. So let's continue. Have this guy ideally just call. When if he raises, we're out. What do you think would be more interesting? Yeah, I think let's see if we can ever get to call here. So we could fold, we could call it, we could pot it if we felt like it. So the options would be fold, call, or raise. Just want to make. Let me scroll up. No, I did not. I did not. With the folds. Sorry about that. I'm getting better, but not flawless yet. I sometimes forget to click. Thank you. Yeah, which is probably not going to be a surprise here, but hey, you never know. Every time I don't put up the poll and I click the button, I'm wrong today, so I'll put it up to you, gents and ladies. Everybody folding, that's fine and dandy. Let's see, some calling. Okay, if you have two backdoors, for the most part. Sometimes if you have a backdoor flush draw, but we fold to all bigger raises. Yeah, he would. He might. He really might. King 4-4. Let's get a different spot, a different flop. Okay, that's an interesting one, especially with our hand. Oh, I like that. So we could check. Wait. Let me reward this first. The folds had it, right? Right. Phew. Didn't forget this time. Check or bet. In this case, bet small. But check or bet are the options. So I wonder about a few things. I wonder if holding two backdoor flush draws, which we right now do, makes a difference. And I wonder what the general frequency is going to be here. Check is indeed correct. Yeah, and the frequencies we are going to be checking 80% of our range here. No suit variations that we bet with. Okay, so the checks have it, right? Right. And let's see if we get to call. I would assume yes, but hey, you never know. I assumed wrong plenty of times today. If we could fold, we could call, or we could raise. See if we can continue this one to the turn. We're not able to continue all of them yet. But I would be interested in like seeing an 8 here on the turn or something like this. Or maybe a 10, something that doesn't give a gutter as well. I'm pretty unanimous this time. Everybody calling. Ah, not able to continue this one. That's a pity. Hang on, I need to check something. So, reward this one, call it. Okay. Let's see. There's a little bit of folding going on with one vector flush draw. But for the most part, I think it's just a call. Yeah, if you just check this one up here, it's probably easier for this one. I think, like, keeping in mind, like, one specific or two specific categories that the solver would fold here is not going to be of much use. Alright, I think one more. I'm getting way too hungry to continue. Maybe a different hand. Actually kind of interesting given the options. If we do check here, sometimes go for the check raise or what? Let's see. Options are to check, to bet small, or to pot it. Right, an even mix of everything here, basically. Let's see, I'm gonna go with the check. Check is the correct answer. I would love to be able to add a point, but for some reason I can't today. I'll need to figure this out. But I'll need to do this off stream. And I wonder if we check call here? Because we do have the sevens as well, or if we... Because we block a bunch of hands you can call with if we raise, so I wonder what's gonna happen here. Did I reward this? Let me do this first. The checks have it. Let's continue this. Have him bet. Curious if we... Well, we definitely not gonna be folding, I would assume. Check raise most likely. Probably, yeah, but... let's see, fold, call, or raise would be the options. I'm gonna go out on a limb and maybe have this one as a call. I wonder if having two sets makes this, if indeed this could be a call, that would make it more of a call. However, I'm not sure if we're 3-betting 8s and 6s here. Double suited? Yeah, sure, probably, yeah. So let's see if we can figure both of these things out in a moment. As our last act today. Alright, so we have some calls. Let's see, the raises have it though. Should be part in this case. And the correct answer is to call. Interesting, it's 100% with the sevens. Let's see if we put this into nines. Still. Tens doesn't change. Sixes probably won't change either. I don't know if you show up with 8-3-3. No, we don't. Okay, so it's a very, not weakest, but unblocking the most, I guess, with our second pair here. There is some calling going on. But that's the only one. All the other double paired combinations here that we show up with get check called, basically, because they're just a little bit too strong. We're just blocking a little bit too much of our opponent's continuation range, I think. And there's no turn we really hate. Like, even if it's a straightening card, we're gonna be blocking the straights a shit ton. And we're gonna have our own straight draw or gutter a shit ton as well. Right. Did I reward this one? Do we 3-8-8-4-4? Yeah, we do. I would assume it's only the double suited. Hang on, let me just reward the calls here. I would assume it's only the double suited ones. 8-8-4-4, but yeah. Although, hang on, is this a single suited one? Let me check this out in the matrix real quick as our last act. Micro stakes, we are the small blind versus the button. We have 8s and 4s. Let's go see if we have single suited 8s and 4s. Did we? No, we don't. At least not in the not according to the matrix. Single suited we have 8877, 8866. If we're talking double suited, the 8844 is going to be the cutoff here, I believe. Yeah, actually in the matrix, not even the 8844. Ah, that's too. Hang on. Let me restart this with a different rake. Because we had PLO 500 rake here. That's what all the simulations are for. Also an important thing to note. I think that is mid stakes rake. Small blind versus button. Let's see, single suited 8s. No, same story, but now, yeah, okay, that's fine. So double suited 8844. Can I just call over pairs and raise trips? Yeah. I think that's the point as well. All right, everybody. I'll be back later on tonight for a stream, for a regular PLO stream. I'm gonna be playing PLO 10 cash and be playing some tournaments on the side, most likely. Today's Wednesday, right? So there should be another study stream tomorrow, starting at 5:15 tomorrow. On Sunday, it's gonna be my birthday stream. There will be a total of 50 euros given away on Run It Once poker. There will be a month of the PLO Mastermind be given away, and we're gonna be able to play in our private cash game pool on Run It Once. If you want to have a say what stakes we play on Sunday, head over to the Discord and you can do just that. Sure, let's continue this one. Fabulous Worlds of Fear. Sure, let's do that. On the 9. Alright, I guess we check again. Check is the correct answer. Let's have him bet, and I assume we just potted now. Yeah. Let me know if that pretty much covered what you wanted to know, the Fabulous World. Yeah, if you want to have a say in what stakes we play on Sunday, head over to the Discord. I'll put the info here in the channel. And yeah, the private home game, we could even be in the same Discord voice channel. So it could be like a real home game where we talk and, you know, chit-chat and all that stuff. Shoot the shit, as they can say. One last thing I always want to end the stream with. I have no financial advantage of saying that. Thallo, a good friend of the channel, has put up an awesome staking offer for Run It Once players. If you want to check Run It Once out, don't want to risk your whole bankroll or, you know, a significant part of the bankroll by doing it. Check out this offer. It is really excellent. Like, there's no strings attached. There's no, like... Well, it's not a TV commercial. Really excellent product. It's just a nice offer of him. He wants to help out the site. Check it out if you're interested in that. Chances are, unless you're a crusher, you're not going to get a better staking offer anywhere. And that is, I think, actually entirely true. All right. That's the long and the short of it. Be back later tonight. Be back tomorrow. We're going to have the home games on Friday. Like the regular home game tournament. And on Sunday, we're gonna have the birthday stream. And for now, let's head over to Komodo Dragon Jesus, who only, sadly, plays with 2 cards, does so in an excellent fashion though, talks a lot about his hands. You're bound to pick up a lot of how to play mid-stakes cash games in the no-limit format on his channel. And not least, in my opinion, best voice on Twitch. For whatever that's worth. Thanks for joining. Glad to see you guys had fun. I did too. And I'll see you later tonight if you choose to. Until then, thanks for keeping me company. Take care, everybody.